Wedger, and this is one of a series of videos that I've sorry to wipe something off your face there. One of a series of videos I'm doing regarding whistleblowing, and I'm privileged to be with a man called Alan Merrick. This is Alan.
Hiya.
And if we just pan out with Alan here, Alan is campaigning for justice for beach home survivors. Okay, and sorry, like my phone might be on the wrong side, but I've had technical problems all day. I'm having to hold the phone because for some reason the mics have stopped working. And now the reason I'm with Alan is that Alan is one of the main campaigners for the survivors, victims and survivors of Beach Home Children's Home, which was based down in Surrey. Now, Alan today has handed in a report, a fully comprehensive report. We could just show this report there. It's authored by Graham Sargent, and what it is, it's outlining the failings of one of the UK's largest children's homes, and it's estimated up to 1,000 children at one time were housed in this institution. And Alan was in there from what decade? What year did you
In the 60s.
In the 60s.
Yeah, it was from 61 to 72.
How old do you know?
I'm 63.
63 years old. So Alan's 63 years old. He's been in the care of local authorities since he was 2, and when he was 6 years old, he was taken into Beach Home and suffered appalling abuse. So if we could, Alan, if we could just go through a brief timeline of what happened to you, how you ended up in the care system, and sort of like what you endured whilst there.
Well, from the age of 2, Hammersmith and Fulham Council took supervision orders out to put us in care, to place us in care. And I was taken in and out of children's homes from the age of 2. I was taken to Shirley Oaks, Elsfield House, and Oakley Street. When I was 6, I went before another supervision order was taken out, and I went before a juvenile court to a judge who turned around and said, would you like to go to the seaside? Age 6 years of age. At 6, I've never been to the seaside, so of course I said yes. So I was taken to Beach Home, where I was placed in Beach Home, and I was there for 10 years. And I ran up and down the avenues looking for the sea, and couldn't find it anywhere. I thought, where's the sea? And I was told that you're nowhere near the sea, it's landlocked, and you're miles. And it was a very dark, cold place with abuse, bullying, beatings. And I was put in a house called Laburnum, where Grace and Audrey Wilson used to bath me, unappropriately touch me in the bath, wash my mouth out with carbolic soap, scrub me with scrubbing brushes, touch me while I was in the bath, used to beat you, used to put you in shorts and slap your legs, used to make you stand in corners all day long. And sometimes if you answered back or you was wrong, they'd make you turn and face the wall. If you didn't eat your food, it was given to you the next day. They used to give you a spoonful of malt, stick it down your throat every morning, and used to queue up. All your clothes had labels in, even your toothbrush had a plaster on it with your name written on it. So I had years and years of abuse.
And can I just ask, Grace and Audrey, who were they?
Grace and Audrey. Grace was the house mother of Laburnum House, and Audrey Wilson was a deputy assistant at Laburnum.
Do you know, this is quite ironic, because I spoke to a lovely guy called James, who's was in the children's home of Greece, circa similar era as yourself. And one of the things he said, that a lot of the abuse, and especially the sexual abuse, was perpetrated by the women. You know, so again, we're dispelling a lot of myths here, you know, about who really is bringing about the abuse.
Audrey Wilson, because Beach Home was covered by trees, used to get the light coming through the trees, and they used to flicker on the ceiling like a dancing pattern on the ceiling. And I remember being in bed one day, and Audrey Wilson came into the bedroom, and she was touching me up under the covers. And I just saw this dark shadow in the light of the trees. And as she backed off, I could make out it was her that was touching me. And I was so frightened, I wet the bed. And I curled into a little ball, and I put my arms around my knees and curled up into a little ball. And I wouldn't move all night. I just didn't go to sleep. I was just so frightened, petrified.
How old was you?
I must have been about 8.
You know, and if if anyone's come from a loving and well-balanced family environment, can you imagine when you're distressed at that age, you know, you've got the comfort of your family, your mother and things like that. You know, Alan was in an institution till he was 2, and they were doing this to the guy. I mean, what did that have long-term effects on you?
I used to suffer from night tremors, panic attacks. I had to go to a psychiatrist, I had to have counselling, even in my 30s. It affected me because, and when I married my wife, I used to have nightmares and jump straight up in the middle of the night and thinking there was somebody in the room and I was fighting them off. But I was old enough now to be able to fight back, and I thought there was someone there, someone's fighting.
So if we look at, you know, the cycle of abuse that you've gone into, you were promised basically like a holiday.
Yeah.
And then what they did, they took you to a place where you was in effect tortured.
Yeah.
I mean, someone said earlier, I mean, there's parallels with what the Nazis were doing to the concentration camps, promising them everything and then just torturing them. I mean, it's no different. And Beach Home is one of many children's homes around the country, the UK, where this went on. And they can't tell us that they were unaware, the system was unaware. What happened today was that this report, this comprehensive report that Alan's holding here, I was with Alan and we went to hand it to a councillor at Hammersmith and Fulham Town Hall. Now, bear in mind, they took ownership of Alan. They took on, via the court system, the parental responsibility and the residence order for Alan. He came from a place where he needed to be taken to a safe environment, and they took on the effects of parenting. The state become his parents, but they didn't parent him at all. They abused and tortured him.